Good morning. This month's theme, June, is about taking time off from your writing. My name is Michelle Thompson. I'm an academic and legal coach, and I worked as a lawyer and now as a coach and an academic, and I've learned a lot about writing in the last decade or so, and I like to pass it on to you every Friday at 10:30. So, my tip this week actually, is to plan when you're going to take time off. I know that's going to surprise you. So for those of us who are in academia, we've just finished not only the last semester, but the entire academic year, which is an amazingly light feeling to have. And for most of us, what that means, it's a relief unless you're an adjunct, and then you have the challenge of actually coming up with income during the summer, and that sucks. But if you're not in that position, it's not as hard. So there's no more time in the classroom for 12 weeks. There's no grading. There's no administrative work. And you can actually dig into your own work. You dig into your own passion and do research and writing. And that's really exciting. But this is also a relief for another reason, because you can actually take time off, like huge chunks of time off, and you can not write. That's right, not write. You get to let your mind completely relax and spend time off task. I find that curiosity plus time off leads me to be super productive when I come back and sit down to work. So I know you're asking, how can this be possible coming from me, the woman who tells you every Friday to write regularly, right? If not every day, several times a week. So right now we're looking at a 12-week window. And the question I have for you is, when is the last time you've had a proper break? I bet it was the holidays. And let me tell you about that break you had over the holidays, right? You were running around shopping for gifts for this one and that one, and because they always hated right, you get the point. You were shopping for food, and you were entertaining, and you were with the family, and you were cooking, and it really wasn't much of a break except for the fact that you probably didn't write. And you much rather would have written than actually do the things that you actually did. So here's your chance. It's your chance to schedule your time off during the summer break. So there are only two questions you actually have to come to grips with here, right? And they're actually fairly simple. How long do you want to take off? That's the first question. So maybe you want to take a whole month off, and I would love to as well. But given my writing load, that's not going to work. So if your deadlines allow and your overall workload allows, right? If you're not trying to accomplish something aggressive that actually takes more time, take off as much time as you can. Take off 8 weeks. I don't have a dog in that fight. The next question is, when in the summer do you want to take off this big, fat, juicy chunk of time? Well, now is a good time, right? You can clear the decks before figuring out what you're going to be doing the rest of the summer. Closer to August doesn't work as well, because you actually need to plan ahead for the classes that you're teaching in the fall, unless you have a sabbatical, and I don't want to talk to you if you do. I'm kidding. And then July is also a really great choice, but you have to plan when that's going to happen, and I'll say more about that next week. So those are the two questions that you should think about before you take this epic vacation, and it should be epic, right? How much time and when? So you're going to want to assess what needs to get done and how much time you're going to need to take before you actually have the answers to those questions. You'll also have to you also know that you'll need to build in time for preparing for the following semester. So with that said, if you have any questions about figuring out how to take care of yourself, taking time off of your writing sanely, go ahead and send me a note. I'd love to talk to you about it. If you're new to the page, go ahead and like the page so you know when I come on to give these writing tips. And sign up for my newsletter in the comments below. With that, I'll be swift. So long. And have a great weekend and good writing.